Om Shanti. Welcome everyone again. So, as Sister Elizabeth explained, today is the last of the series. Today we are going to see how we breathe into the soul. So, before we go further, let's settle set the right environment for today's very informative and touchy aspect of the series. I will share a music and we'll just do some 3-part breathing. I will guide through more, if we have time, through more, then I will guide through a couple of more techniques of pranayama. But to begin, let's just make ourselves present here. So as we start the breathing, we can put one hand on the chest and one on the belly, just to guide the breath. We will inhale in through the nose and guide the air through the chest, and gently bringing the belly out, touching to our palm, and then gently press the palm and let the belly go off of the palm, and then exhale out completely. So let's begin that sort of mindful central breathing. And gently we can lightly touch the index and thumb and relax our palms. We can close eyes or keep it open, and let's just try to get absorbed into this sound. how was the experience? Would someone like to share? Did these moments help to take away the day from you? Take the attention from whatever happened during the day to bring it to the present moment? You can just send yes or no in the chat. Yes. Thank you. So this was just a very short, yes. And as someone says, the breathing became calmer and deeper. Very good. That is the experience we want to achieve when we are in some sort of dharana. The limb we learned in the last series was dharana. So before we go further, I will just recap all the limbs quickly. So we learned the yamas and niyamas. Yamas are the restraints which sets, if we follow the restraints with authenticity, then we set a perfect relationship with ourselves and with the society. The niyamas are the self-discipline, and these disciplines give us a set routine to follow the day, one by one, day by day, and week by week, month by month, and that will become our routine. So once we have that yamas and niyamas set, then we are ready to do the asana practice, the yoga poses. Because when we are not in the alignment of our basic existence, then it becomes harder to stick to the mat and do the poses. Our mind is restless. So when we have certain ethics, then we don't be restless, we don't feel anxiety, we don't feel that someone needs some sort of behavior to me. I'm so sad today, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, because our yamas and niyamas are in perfect line. We are not affected by any of those external stimulus. Then we can move to the healthy body, that is asana, and then we can move to the next limb, is the pranayama, and from there we learned in the last session, that was the breath of mind, how our mind can be healthy, and how our nervous system can be sustained so calm in rest and digest mode. And then we also learned this very beautiful mudra. Mudras are hand gestures. So this is, in this picture, it shows that physically the senses are blocked or closed. But when we learn to do the meditation with eyes open, that is the Raja Yoga meditation technique, our mind becomes still even though our eyes are open. And we become in the habit of weaning over our senses. Our eyes are open, but if we decide that I don't want to see or interpret whatever is there in front of my eyes, that we are in control, then even though our eyes are open, we can go into our meditative state, or it is vice versa. that we can do meditation wherever we are, no matter we are working, driving, or walking, because we are in control of our actions, actions of organs of actions. That was pratyahara, means we can withdraw our attention from outside. And then there was dharana. So that dharana is, we learned that we did a short meditation focusing on a flame of candle, or there was a point of light, just gazing to that. That was the dharana, focusing on one point object. That was the dharana part. And now today we will move to the seventh limb. It is called Dhyana. Literally translates meditation, but it's not just the meditation as how we understand that in general terms, because when as we see in this figure, in the picture on the side, obviously is a picture of somebody's just hypothetical skull, and there is a beautiful patterns going on in the brain, and a very bright light is sitting there. So what is that bright light? Can someone share what could be that bright light? You can write in the chat. Soul, yes, that's true. That was quick. So for some, it becomes, I believe everyone here knows the soul or spirit part. So I don't need to explain. If somebody does not know, they can raise hand and we can go into that detail. So obviously, the physical body is the body, and the body part, the anatomical body part in the skull, it's called brain. That is the physical part. It is tangible, it is touchable, but the mind is something else. Mind is non-tangible, and mind is the energy of the brain. Whatever physical changes happens in the brain, that stimulates the mind, and mind creates various patterns of thoughts, and it is also vice versa. So this way, mind and body are two separate entities. So that is body and mind. And now when we say that I am tired, my mind is going crazy today, or some more examples like that, who is that who is talking? I am like this, my hand is hurting, my mind is like this. That is the ultimate owner of this whole being, and that is the soul. So now we all have definitely experienced many times in life that no matter what we do, we don't feel peace, we don't feel at ease, because certain happenings happened, and that disturbed us into the core, and it becomes very hard. So to focus or be easy, sometimes we become very harsh on ourselves or on others. That agitation is felt by the soul. All the pain and sufferings are experienced by the soul, not by the body or mind. So let's go back to one of that experience. It's individual. So go back to that memory and see that whatever that incident was, what happened? Did someone hurt us? Did someone say something that was very deeply disturbing? Or just I did something and the thing went very, very wrong and horribly ending into something that affected many around me. So whatever that situation was, let's check the ethics, yamas and niyamas. Did I follow the restraints of non-violence, non-greed? Or did I maintain my discipline, my personal discipline? So if we go into this kind of details, we will definitely find one or more points where we could not maintain our yamas and niyamas. And that is the cause of all the disturbances. So when we learned in the first session, that was the body section and then the mind section. So all 1 through 6 limbs are, if we follow all those limbs one by one into its place and in the authentic way, then there is nothing that can hurt us. There is nothing that can disturb us. And that brings us to such a state that that one point focus that we want to do, it becomes very, very easy and very much available. We don't waste any moment to get into the mood or zone. It becomes like an easy connection. And when we go deeper into that, the dhyana state, then ultimately the 8th limb, it's called samadhi, we can achieve. So dhyana, let me share the PowerPoint again. So dhyana again is a Sanskrit word, and it is made of 2 words, the, which translates to mind, and yana means moving. So dhyana, there is another union also possible is dhyayi, which means to think of. So in both of these unions of words, it means that when whatever we want to, in whatever object we want to move our attention to, we can do it, and we can move our attention to the object and then become absorbed. And as we become absorbed, gradually, this is in 5 minutes, whatever we experienced, what if we could stay there for 15 minutes or maybe longer, and then that experience will take us into this dhyana state. And when, as I said before, that healthy mind, with what kind of healthy mind? is the mind who follows all the yamas and niyamas. In pranayama, in pratyahara, that sort of mind is able to create the quality thoughts. And that those thoughts, a high level of chemical arousal happens when the thoughts are negative and out of control. So it is very, very important to harmonize and channelize all the thoughts. So what happens when we are in the state of dharana? We are just beginning to focus on one point. At that point, we try to channelize the thoughts. We are not trying to stop thinking or killing the thoughts. No, because mind is not an energy that is going to rest ever. So how can we turn this restless mind into a quality, productive mind that can uh, let us do whatever we want to do? So that's when it comes the churning point. The thoughts, whatever arises in our mind, we need to churn them and channelize in a proper way so that many of I have done it. I don't know, many of you may have seen it, how the butter forms from the buttermilk. It's like constantly harmonious churning of the buttermilk, and ultimately the butter just comes up and floats into that buttermilk. So like that, if we learn the technique of churning the thoughts, then we can use our thoughts into a very powerful way. And Raja Yoga meditation that teaches us how to channelize thoughts. And through this meditation, we can learn how to separate the physical body and the internal power and the vital energy, which is the soul. And then when this harmonized thoughts starts happening in the mind, what happens in the brain, the physical aspect of that anatomical organ, is some good hormones starts releasing. As we see in this bottom picture, we see there are still like threads woven around, and there are some sparkling points, as if this person is doing the proper churning of the thoughts. The thoughts are harmonized, and that leads to the secretion of beautiful, happy hormones. And these glands are residing at the place in the skull where it is scientifically proved is the place of the soul. Where do the soul reside in the body? Exactly at that place, this hypothalamus, the body part, anatomically it is called hypothalamus, and then there is a small space. So the researches have been done, and it is proved that the soul resides in that hollow right by the hypothalamus. And that hypothalamus is a hormonal gland which secretes all the feel-good hormones. So when this feel-good hormones releases, all the bodily pains and uneasiness, the mental restlessness, everything just vanishes into the vapors. We don't even realize that there was there just few moments ago, and then body does not matter anymore. It's just pure consciousness which remains. And then that pure consciousness leads to the number 8 limb. It's called Samadhi. It is the pure contemplation. And this is the 8th and final limb of Samadhi. Again, breaking of this word is the Sama and Adi. The Sama meaning same or equal, and Adi means to see. So when we forget our body, we are in that pure consciousness. All the feel-good hormones are releasing in the body scientifically. So the silence and science gets together and creates a perfect elevated state of pure blissfulness. And this experience gives us the oneness with the object, that one point object we wanted to focus on, from the dharana, dhyana to the samadhi, the ultimate. Now we become one with that object. That object is me, and that object is no more. It's just oneness between the object and myself. And when we feel that oneness, the whole universe is also feels like it's mine. It's oneness with the universe. And that is the ultimate divine union with the divine and the universe. And that is called the Samadhi. Samadhi does not pure, it doesn't mean that you just vanish away from this world and do nothing, but it means stay here as per the Raja Yoga teachings. Stay right here, achieve the success of all the 8 limbs we learned, and then reach to this pureness, pure oneness, blissfulness. And then there is no separation, no borders, no race, no male, no female. It's just everyone is a beautiful, sparkling soul, as we saw in that beautiful picture. So, anyone has any question before we go further? We are going to do beautiful meditation in next few minutes, but before that, if there is any query or question, we can take care of that. So the experience of that meditation can be the best. No question? Okay, good. Okay, so for this meditation experience, let's do that right now. And then we will go, or we can do, let's do the breathing, go step by step. Okay. So somebody wanted to learn pranayama techniques. I don't see that soul, but that's fine. Okay, so let's we just learn the 3-part breath, and that is good enough in the office hours or when we are working. It gives immediate calmness and soothing in our mind and stability. But when we do the seated practice of pranayama, targeted practice to create a rest and digest, it is a therapeutic also, because most of the day of our routine is we are just rushing, trying to finish things and go from one to the other chore or task. So to calm down and to be in stable mindset before we go into meditation, it will be very, very good and helping hand to do some pranayama techniques. So in general, we can make mudra. This is the air element. Our body is made of all 5 elements of the nature. Same elements are here in the body, and all of our fingertips represent the elements. So thumb is the fire, index finger is the air element. So air, we know, out of all 5 elements, which is the lightest? It's the air. Like air moves very easily. So air element is responsible for our restlessness. And fire is the igniter. And fire is the transformative energy. Without fire, nothing can be transformed, right? Fire or heat that is required. So when we lightly touch thumb and index, tip of the thumb and index, rest of the fingers can just be easy, and we can relax our palms quietly, easily on the thighs. To best experience, try not to fall asleep, but if you want to lay down, feel free to do so. And then if you're laying down, just keep the palms open on the side of the hips. And we will try to relax one by one body part. And we will take few breaths in and out, and then we will use the right hand to do this pranayama technique. It is called alternate nostril breath. The Sanskrit name is Anulom Vilom. So for this, it is a little bit tricky, but it's not very hard. Again, the nose is also, this is the sun, fire, and this is moon. The left is moon, right is sun. And we are using the right hand. Thumb is fire. Fire and sun goes together. And the moon goes with the earth and water element. These are the heavy and cooling aspect of the elements. So we will close the right nostril first and inhale in through the left. We will close both nostrils and exhale out through the right. And we will inhale in through the right and exhale out through the left. So we change the nostril when we are exhaling. Okay, that is the general rule here. So let's first create the calmness in the body. Wherever you are seated, just relax your feet, and from feet upwards, see all the joints, thighs, lower back, shoulders, neck. Everything is relaxed and in a neutral position so that it cannot take our attention from whatever we are doing in the moment. Let's start. Begin closing the right nostril. Inhale. Close both. And exhale right. Keep the mouth closed all the time. Inhale in through the right. Exhale out through left. Inhale in through left. And when you exhale out through left, just release and try to recall how was the breath. Was it just the chest breathing or abdominal? And now bringing that consciousness, keeping it in the mind, let's do that mindful breathing now. So we will do that part breath. Inhale in through the chest, inflate the belly, and then press the belly in and exhale out. Okay, let's do it again. And now we are just comparing, like as we just start doing the pranayama versus mindful central breathing. Same thing, same technique. I think everyone knows, so I'm not going to disturb. And when you exhale from the left, just relax and be in the moment and feel what it feels. Any sharing in the chat? So next we will experience that Dhyana and Samadhi. We will try. So I'm gonna share a slide, and also I will share very gentle music. Are you able to listen to the music? Okay. So as we see in this figure, feel free to focus wherever you want to in the beginning, but slowly and gradually take your attention here, consider that is the point of that is the one point focus we want to achieve at, and consider this one in the bottom is our self, the soul, the light of myself, and this is the light of divine. Thank you for that feedback. Let me clear that. You cannot hear the music, right? No, can you hear the music now? Okay. Now? Yes? Music, yes? Okay. Okay. So relax. If you are seated on the chair, push your feet forward a little bit so that the knees are relaxed, ankles are relaxed, legs are relaxed. Hips are well situated on the seat. Feel free to lay down if you want to. Put a cushion in the back if you are on the chair, and let the body relax completely. Roll the shoulders up and relax. Inhale in and just bend neck side to side and bring it back to the center. Jaws separated, upper and lower teeth are separated. Put the tongue, tip of the tongue in back of the lower teeth. Feel heaviness in the earlobes. Jaws relaxed, cheeks relaxed, temples relaxed. And gently close both eyes. Gazing at a steady point with closed eyes. Forehead relaxed. And let the breath happen naturally. Let the thoughts come and go without self-talking. And let's visualize the thought just arise in the mind. It's like a very light feather. And that blue feather is so light that it's flying away from me. I just watch that thought in the form of feather going away from me. And then there's a red feather. That's another thought popped up. But as I try not to attach my thoughts with it, that red feathery thought is so light and it just vanishes away. And I see with my mental eye how my body is resting at this moment. With the closed eyes, I can clearly see my body sitting in a chair or lying on the floor. In a distance from my body, like I am looking at my body from the ceiling of this room. And now I am out on the roof of this house. I see the clear sky. And I see the homes around. I don't feel my body at all. And I'm losing connection with my body. I have started floating higher and higher up. I can see the whole town. And I'm so high up now. I can see the globe as a tiny blue ball. And I'm up in the space element. As I move around, I see the bright object. And that resembles so like me, the light. I'm getting attracted to that. If you're seated in the chair, slowly open eyes and see this beautiful blinking light. And make it the one point focus object. Think the light is now so close to this light. That is so beautiful. And radiating some energy to me. This light is as bright as the sun, but I don't feel the heat at all. I feel the magnetic attraction towards this light. And I am touching the light. This pure light transfers the purity within me. Transfers the peace and joy. This beautiful bright light is the source of purity, peace, joy, love, powers. And as I stay close to this divine light, I get filled with all the qualities. This bright light is my friend because it's giving me the purity. It is bright, but it's not giving me the heat. It does not burn myself. I just feel like to be here in this moment. And now slowly I'm starting to come back. I am so much filled with the qualities of that divine light, the divine light of Supreme Soul. I feel like I have become one, and I'm so joyful. As I descend, I see many more lights, tiny sparkling lights, as if these tiny lights are almost going off. I radiate the love, joy, and peace that the Divine Supreme gave me to these tiny sparkling lights. And I can see the light has come back into those lights. I can see they are also jumping in joy like me. I absolutely love this experience. To be one with the Divine Supreme Soul. and to become like the divine. And how the divine is generous and giving to everyone else. I become like him. Whatever I get, I give it out. When I share the joy and peace to others, the treasures of joy and peace and love within me keeps increasing, and I become richer and richer. I am a wealthy soul. I am so wealthy like a king. A noble, generous king who just keeps giving to others. And that makes me feel the abundance. Having the unlimited stock of peace, love, and joy. And feeling so rich and blissful. I, the king, is now slowly coming down, and I see the earth again, and the town, and the home I reside in. And now I am in the room where my body is seated in the chair. And I'm gently taking my seat into this body, in the third eye chakra, into the center of the skull, and just shine beautifully, sitting in the throne. I slowly open eyes, and the sparkle of joy and love is radiating out through my eyes to the entire atmosphere around me and all the souls who are with me. to the near ones, and to the one who are at far. And I come back to my present moment. So that was, I hope, uh, everyone felt at least the glimpse of what that pure contemplation state of mind is, that blissfulness. When we touch the divine, we receive from the divine, and we give out. Giving is like receiving, and giving makes us feel rich. When we feel rich, we don't feel anything is lacking in our life. And that's the point. We become free, free of wanting this and that, or seeing the defects in others and ourselves. So last time I also mentioned the best time to feel this blissfulness. We can do this, we just experience at the end of the day. But the best time and best effective, and which can feel the each cell of our memory with this blissfulness, that time of the day is early morning. It's considered at around 4 a.m. because spiritually that time is always considered as the best time for meditation. But as we see, if we want to see it as scientifically, so suppose just imagine we are starting the day, uh, and our routine is to reach to the work at 8 a.m. So maybe somebody's waking up at 5, somebody at 6, somebody 6:30, depending upon their routine, whatever they have to do before they go to the work. So as soon as we wake up in that moment, our mind starts thinking of doing the things. I want to do this, I want to do that, and do this, that, and then I will sit in the car and go to the work. So there is no, even though we woke up from the sleep, the mind is working at the highest speed, and there is no rest. Even though we slept for the whole night, it can make us immediately feel out of balance. And then rushing through doing the things, it can further tire ourselves. And it's just the beginning of the day. So waking up at the time when we don't have to do anything else, and the rest of the world is also sleeping. There is no uh, actively, nothing is going on, and other scientific analogy or logic, I would also think at this moment that
as soon as the world is waking up, all kind of gadgets starts working, and we all know that those work with certain type of magnetic electronic signals. Those are the waves, right? Those are energy. But when no everyone is sleeping around us, those waves are also at some subtle level. That energy is also sleeping, sort of sleeping. Everything is quiet and calm. And if we wake up at that time, our mind will not think of doing things or tasks. Our mind is at ease. And at that time, so when as soon as we wake up, last time we saw that how we can practice yoga off the mat or in the daily life. As soon as we wake up, like consciousness comes that I am now not sleeping, that moment is very crucial moment because at that moment we are not fully awake or not fully asleep. So the two levels of consciousness are merged. And if at that point, if we put anything, any information in the mind, it will get stored and gets executed. So as soon as that awareness comes that now I am up, we try to put one thought, one noble thought, or one genuine thought, or one positive thought that today I will do this, or today I will practice non-violence to myself, or today I will try not to be angry, something like that. And then we wake up and sit in the meditation, connect. We can always use an object, physical object, picture, music, and then eventually, if you noticed, the sound of the volume of the music was initially louder and then I gradually lowered it. So then we can get rid of that helping hand we take to begin into the or trying to come into that pratyahara, like drawing our senses inward. We need at least one instrument to help us. So after that, we can just get ourselves merged, submerged, absorbed into this one point, focus point, whatever we decide. It be a just mere flame of candle or the divine. I would prefer divine because it is fruitful, because we can always get something from divine. And that is the Raja Yoga technique method, is to connect with that supreme light, supreme soul. So someone sent the question, how do you define prayer? Do you get the same benefits as meditation, samadhi? So prayer depends what words the prayer has. If the prayer is like asking something to the God or to the Supreme, it is not as good as the samadhi. Because whenever we are in that asking mode, we are we cannot feel we are rich. We are not the king, because king would not go and ask. Beggars would go and ask. So if we are in that beggar consciousness, we cannot attain the samadhi state. I hope I answered the question. And if we are just chanting the spiritual prayers, then it is good. It is good to take that as an instrument to get the senses withdrawn, that pratyahara, the limb number 5, and then we can get into the dharana of one point, and then into the meditation, and then into the samadhi. Prayers of gratitude is good, but uh, we prayers of gratitude comes at a certain level. We cannot just start and be in that gratitude mode. Before that, we have to have some sort of ground or base to feel the whatever the achievement we are grateful for, and from whom we got this achievement. That is also very important. To whom we are being grateful. So, if we are being grateful to the divine, then of course, go into the one point focus with the divine, be one with the divine, that one light, and then we can be into the prayers of gratitude that uh, I got this, give thankful for giving this purity, joy, or whatever that moment perks into us. We can be grateful. But the ultimate richness comes when we actually become one with that object. So there is no dialogue, nothing, no thought goes on, not, nothing to be grateful for. It's just oneness. And that oneness gives the state of samadhi. And when we have that oneness, then and then those feel good hormones gets released in the body. The serotonin, dopamine, and those hormones, meditation and especially the dhyana and samadhi state are like works like a pills of serotonin. We don't need to uh, get the joy and ecstasy from external pills. It's just naturally, uh, it's like fountain of serotonin, fountain of the ecstasy, just rises from here, and it just showers throughout our being. And it happens best at early morning 4 a.m. when the energy is at the calmest level. So anyone else has any question? Those were beautiful questions. Thank you for sharing. So this is the end of our 8 limb. It's called Patanjali Yoga, eight limb fold yoga. Versus we learn how those 8 limbs pertains to the Raja Yoga meditation. In Raja Yoga meditation, the teachings are to consider ourselves as soul. I would rather say the Raja Yoga meditation begins where the 8th limb ends, 8th limb of the Patanjali yoga system ends. Raja Yoga begins from there, because all the teachings of Raja Yoga asks us to dissolve the body, the sense of body, the body consciousness is not there. The Raja Yoga teachings asks us to be pure at the level of the mind, even thoughts, mind, words, actions, pure with our relationships, pure with our purity with our acquaintances. So there is nothing, when we act from the purest level from within, there is nothing that can bind us and that can pull us when we are sitting in the meditation.
Nira, this has been a wonderful series. I'm just giving the compliment now. Maybe you have something more to add to close with, and I'd really like to welcome you to do that. But we really appreciated the time that you spent with us and guiding us through breathing life into our life. I really whoa, it makes me kind of lightheaded. Maybe I'm not doing something right. But it would be nice to know more about practical application, and some other different methods that we can do. Thank you. And yes, some final words for the evening.
Yes. We can facilitate the information you are wanting, the whatever is will be there on the website, anubhutiretreatcenter.org, right?
Yes.
So try to find things often on there. You will as soon as the recordings are done, they are being posted, and more material is there. So you will rest assured you will get everything you are asking for. And I would also share that I am really grateful by being offered to do this series. And it was absolutely lovable and blissful, truly blissful experience for me to connect the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga with the Raja Yoga, and that has defined actually my journey into Raja Yoga, very, very elevated. So thank you very much. And if can we please play, if you have it handy, that one world song?
Which one is that?
That is sung by you.
Oh, We Are One Family?
We are one family. Yes.
Okay.
Light on the horizon, off the starboard bow. Feel the spirit rising, hear the mighty shout. Oh, watch the whole creation turning inside out. He's making his will made known. The time for peace is now. Leaders at the table talking about an end to war. We need more than chess moves. We gotta open up the door and let a little sunlight shine on each and every face. In
Good night.
Good night, everyone. See you next time. Keep joining Tuesday Talks. They're always wonderful.
Okay. Om Shanti, everyone.
Shanti.